Well, as we said earlier, we've had 100 women here at Broadcasting House, and thousands of you all over the world have been joining in the discussion on social media using the hashtag 100women. It's been one of the top trending hashtags today. Well, with me is our social media producer, Samantha Barry. Samantha, we've had hugely inspiring and strong women here in the building all day, and there's been a global conversation surrounding this event. Just give us a sense of the numbers on Twitter.
Well, as you said, there's 100 women here today, but they're inspiring thousands of women and men to join in that online discussion. And just before I came down on set, I checked the latest numbers. Just from today alone, there's been more than 7,500 tweets reaching nearly 19 million people.
Wow.
And it's been trending in a lot of different countries, here in the UK, in the US, in Japan. It's been trending all over the world, and people are getting involved in the conversation, not only on Twitter, but across those social media platforms, Facebook, Google+, Instagram. They all want to get involved.
Well, there's been a whole heap of issues discussed today. Where could you see some of the peaks in the online chatter?
Well, I've been watching it all day, and there's been some really interesting talking points. We actually have a word cloud of what people are talking about. So some interesting talking points, including the feminism debate, was one that really got people talking online. What did it mean to be a feminist, whether they considered themselves a feminist? Lise Doucette's conversation earlier in the morning about the future for Syrian women was also another time that peaked. And one of the most quoted and one of the peak times during the day was Martina Navratilova's speech and her talk. And when she was one of the most quoted person from the 100 Women Day. Lots of people tweeting one of the things she said, which was nothing drains energy more than not being true to yourself. We also got a lot of viral images around the content that we made for 100 Women. So this has been going on for the last 3-4 weeks. But today, one of the most shared images was a map, and an interactive map looking at the gender gaps in countries around the world. So that was shared all over, and people were discussing where their countries rated on that list.
Just give us a sense, Samantha, we're talking about gender gaps and we can see that map there. What were the men talking about? Were they getting involved?
They were getting involved, and I looked also at the sentiment of what people were saying online. So it wasn't all positive and it wasn't all neutral. There were some negative comments about it, and a lot of them did come from men. Begging the question, they asked whether we were going to have a series dedicated to 100 men.
Oh, can you imagine?
A lot of them got involved in the conversation about feminism, which was quite interesting for me to watch that content. That was probably the discussion that piqued the men's interest more than anything. Whether they considered themselves a feminist as men. But also we had, some really nice messages from men, including one gentleman who took to our Facebook page, William, who said, "A woman made me who I am today. If I don't love and care for respect a woman, I'm not a real man."
And we were sort of looking at that gender gap map, and was there discussion about the gender gap report that came out today on social media?
A lot of discussion about that. A lot of people questioned how they came to that conclusion. In particular, people were very defensive about their countries if they were among the lower ranking. Japan, and I think that may be one of the reasons why it was trending, Japan it was quite low in the ranking of gender equality. So a lot of Japanese tweeters and Japanese people online were questioning whether they believed that the gap was as big as that report made them out to be.
Oh, incredible. Well, we've had a fantastic day. Lots of inspiring, fantastic women here at Broadcasting House. Thanks very much for joining us, Samantha, and giving us a sense of how it's been trending on Twitter. And don't forget to go to our website, bbc.com/news, to see more about the 100 women and the issues that have been covered. And of course, you can follow Samantha and myself on Twitter. My hashtag is @BBC Yalda Hakim, and I believe yours is @Samantha Barry. From me and the BBC team, thank you. Goodbye.